The left constantly likes to claim that they do pretty much anything with people of color in mind. And that's true. They definitely think about black and brown people, as they put it. It's just not the way they pretend to want to make people think they mean it. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me one more time for things that need to be said, if you're even allowed to see this. And if you're tired of big tech shenanigans, just head over to Rumble, where we haven't been censored yet. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis. The left will tell you that voter ID for institutions like elections, which they also claim they want to be safe and secure, is racist. You don't believe me? Just look at the ironically racist headlines saying just that. The Washington Post. Getting a photo ID so you can vote is easy, unless you're poor, black, Latino, or elderly. The University of Chicago Press. Voter identification laws and the suppression of minority votes. Yes Magazine even went so far as to say voter registration in general is inherently racist. Top Democrats flip-flop on racist voter ID laws. Yeah, the Dems in purple states will say whatever they need to stay in their cushy offices. And remember when the left all began to claim that voting laws are akin to Jim Crow, trying to expand the "that's racist" narrative?
Jim Crow 2.0.
Jim Crow 2.0.
You say this new law in Georgia compares to Jim Crow.
Jim Crow 2.0.
Reminiscent of Jim Crow era tactics.
This is Jim Crow in new clothes.
Jim Crow 2.0.
Basically, this is still a Jim Crow bill. All they've done is put a little makeup and cologne on Jim Crow, but it's still Jim Crow.
Even Beijing Biden said it.
21st century Jim Crow assault is real. It's unrelenting. And we're going to challenge it vigorously.
Yeah, that's because they knew just flat out calling it racist either wasn't going far enough or simply wasn't working to further their agendas. Now let's talk about a different set of ID laws. When it comes to being able to go out and eat in New York City, another far-left hellhole, you need ID along with your proof of vaccination, totally not a vaccine passport, in order to do so. But somehow that isn't racist, even though, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, quote, as of August 16th, less than half of black, Hispanic, and white people have received at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose in a majority of states reporting data, unquote. And it's not just the Kaiser Family Foundation reporting that fact. Just take a look at these headlines basically saying the same thing. Hot air. CDC, blacks and Hispanics still least likely to be vaccinated. New York Post, not just Republicans, young people, minorities less likely to get vaxxed. PBS NewsHour, black and Latino communities often have low vaccination rates. You get the point. The left uses racism when it's convenient for their power grabs, agendas, and narratives, but will be openly racist when it's convenient for the same reasons I just mentioned. Now, whether or not the idiots in New York put these requirements to live a normal life for racist reasons is debatable, but you can't deny that the left have a history of promoting racist ideas, programs, and institutions. Slavery, the KKK, Jim Crow, the welfare state, entitlement programs that all but guarantee to keep the majority of minorities from reaching a certain level. This is what the left does. They overwhelmingly voted against giving both blacks and women the right to vote. Think about that. You could count the number of Democrats who voted to give those groups the right to vote on one hand, and you'd still have fingers left over. Even when the left is simply trying to exert their power over the masses, it ends up being racist, intentionally or not. I don't want to hear from a single New York politician, pundit, government worker, or Manhattan elitist about how voter ID is racist, but having to show ID in order to eat a meal isn't. And hell, while you don't need to show ID to vote in New York, first-time voters, quote, must provide identification either on or with their voter registration application, according to the New York City Board of Elections. So there's that. The bottom line is that the left has no problem requiring people to show their IDs to do pretty much anything. They just want those edicts to come from them. So, how about it, folks? What do all you think out there? Were these things that needed to be said? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to give a big screw you to YouTube and move over to Rumble. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook and check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.